Hi, this is Debbie Boyer, and in this video segment we're going to talk about Educreations, which is a free iPad app that will allow students to create, communicate, collaborate, and to think critically or problem solve. I'm going to touch on the icon on the iPad to open up Educreations, and I'm going to also add new lesson. When it opens up, it looks like a whiteboard, and it gives me 4 color choices to use when I'm writing with my finger. And I'm going to go ahead and add a student's name, and also I'd have the students probably add the name of the project. So when I'm looking at these later, I will know whose project belongs to which student. I can change the colors at any time just by touching the different colors, but if I double tap, it'll pull up a different color palette and let me change those out as desired. When I get ready to add the next screen or page, I'm going to need to use the arrows at the bottom of the screen, but it won't let me add anything or save anything until I start recording. And when I hit the record feature, it's going to set my voice and anything that I'm writing or drawing or adding text to or inserting images. You'll be able to see that and hear the voiceover of me talking. This is great use for students, and when we finish we have just a short little video that they can share with each other for review, for demonstrating their learning. It's just a great tool. So I'm going to go ahead and click on record in the top right hand corner, and you'll notice the seconds start typing down. I can pause the record feature at any time or press it again, and when I pause I might get my thoughts together for the next slide, but it'll just be seamless and keep right on recording. When I get ready to go to the next slide, I'm going to use the arrows at the bottom, and I have a new blank slide, and this time I'm going to use the text feature with the T, and when I click on that T, it's going to pause the recording and allow me to tap on the screen and add any text without recording while I'm typing. And I can use the T plus at the bottom underneath the water cycle here and make the font larger, or the T minus will make it smaller. I can change the color of the font, and I can use the arrows to move the cursor across into the text box. When I finish, I'm going to click on Done, and I can move the water cycle font anywhere on the screen and position it where I would like. And then I'm going to hit the X on the red bar and tap to record, and I'm ready to go again with my presentation. I can add a picture at any time, and a picture is a tool that we're going to use. It's a universal symbol right here, and I'm going to add a new screen, and I'm on 3 of 3 now. I can see that at the bottom, and I'm going to choose to add a new picture, and I can choose one directly from the camera on the iPad or a picture that I took previously that's stored in the photo area or from the web, and you'll notice it pauses the video while I'm inserting these, but I'm going to choose one from my camera roll, and this one is a picture of a magazine that I took about first graders using iPads. I can delete the picture, rotate it 90 degrees, duplicate it, adjust the height or the width, or I can lock it on the screen. I'm going to tap out on the screen, and I'm going to use my fingers to pinch in and pinch out to adjust the size. And then what I might want to do is start the recording and ask the students to tell me what they can infer from this picture. What do you think happened before this picture was taken? What do you think is going to happen afterwards? I could ask them to label the parts. So if we had a plant or a cell, we could label the parts. We can write right over the image as well. As we're labeling, we could do math problems. It's endless what we can do with pictures. I'm going to come again and add a new slide. This one's going to be 4 of 4. And this time when I choose the image, I'm going to choose from web, and I'm going to choose water cycle. And it's pausing the recording while I'm doing this. I'm going to click on search, and it's going to open up several images, kid-appropriate images for the water cycle. And I'm going to click on the one that I want to use. It's going to insert it into my presentation. There again, I can pinch in and out to get it sized like I want. Going to start the recording feature again, and I would ask the students to show me the process that they learn and describe and tell me about it, communicate, and walk through that process, and then when they finish they can go on to the next slide, or the X in the top will allow me to clear any ink that was on the page or to clear the picture itself if we cleared the whole page. I'm going to add one more slide down at the bottom using those arrows. And on the left-hand side, there is a little, looks like a piece of paper with the corner turned back. I'm going to choose that, and I can choose white paper, line paper, graph paper, or a coordinate grid. So math teachers might find this helpful as well. When we're finished, we can pause the recording, and we can go back through and see if it looks like we want. Is there anything else we need to add? But we can't edit the recording. So when kids get ready to do this, they might want to have a run through and make sure they know what they're going to say when they're going to say it. And then when they hit record, it's whatever they're saying, whatever they're doing, that's what's captured. You can't go back and undo the recording. So when I get ready and I've got it exactly where I want it, I'm going to start with saving this by clicking Done on the top left-hand corner. And when I click on Done, it's going to give me the option to save the lesson or start over, and I'm going to save the lesson, and I'm going to title it Water Cycle, and I'm probably going to have kids put their names. We could have a description or not. Click on Next, and the kids will have two choices, private or public, and we're just going to choose private, and it's going to allow us to choose a subject area. I've chosen science and basic science. You don't have to do this. Click on Save, and the kids don't have an account, so that's not going to work for them, but you're going to click on Cancel, the kids will, and when we do, it's going to save this video to this specific iPad. We can click on it and hear it and watch it, or we can click the trash can and then click the little minus sign to delete it. So there's ways that you can use it just with the iPad. But if you wanted to have a teacher account, when we get ready to share out, you can see there's an arrow within a square, and when I click on that, it says to tap to upload and share. And so when I get ready to do that, I would have to go into Educreations and sign in, and I have an account that I created that I could use with students. You could have a class account, you could have your own. Type this in right quick, and I chose my own password, and then I'm going to sign in. And once I sign in, I then have some options that change over on the actual presentation, and one is a little email symbol, and when I click on that, I can send the email of this video to the teacher. And I would train my students to start adding in the subject line the name of their project and their name, so that when you receive that email, you'll know who it came from. And then all we do is we've got a view here, and we can watch that lesson. So I just emailed it to myself. Or the link will allow us to copy the link, and we can do all kinds of things with that link. We can post it to our Canyon ISD website so that parents can see it, kids can watch each other's, or we can put it into a QR code, so we could do a scavenger hunt using each other's different videos that they've created, and the kids could then pull those up and watch the videos on their own devices. And there's just all kinds of possibilities. When we're done, I'm going to go ahead and click on Done. And there's one other thing at the bottom called Featured. And when I click on Featured, it's going to pull up featured videos that have been created by teachers and students around the nation. And these are just some that Educreations chose to highlight and show. But you can watch those, and that'd be great tools for your kids to see. When I'm back on my lessons, I'll keep adding different videos here. But the one thing I'm going to want to be sure and do is if I did log in as a teacher account, down on the gear on the bottom right-hand corner, I want to be sure and log out. I don't want to leave myself logged in where the kids would have access to that. That's up to you. That's a great tool, wonderful tool for 21st century learning, and it's on each of our iPads at Canyon ISD and would be a great app to recommend to parents. It won't work on an iPhone, but works great on an iPad. You can also access Educreations from the web, and you could log in and be able to see different things that were added to your account from the iPad. Awesome tools. Hope you find great uses for them. Can't wait to see what you do. If you have any questions, give me a call. Otherwise, have a great day.